Hey everybody, it's Detective Bacon from the Media Relations Unit. Today we want to talk to you about not becoming a victim of auto theft, as well as how to prevent your car from being burglarized. And so with me today is Detective Jason Ems from our Auto Theft Unit. Detective Ems, how long have you served the Tempe Police Department?
Just over 20 years.
20 years. And during your 20-year career, how long have you been an auto theft detective?
About 16 of those years.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of different ways vehicles are stolen.
Correct.
Talk about some of the most common things that you have seen that people can do to prevent themselves from becoming a victim.
Yeah, so to prevent it, there's a lot of things you can do, but first and foremost is just locking your doors, securing your car, rolling up the windows, as well as taking your valuables out of your car so people that walk by or criminals who look inside don't see an item that they think they want to try to see what's inside of it.
So when you say valuables, obviously the person who leaves the item in the car, they know whether it's worth something or doesn't worth something. And the person who might be trying to break into the car has no idea. So an empty backpack, for example, could be something that a victim may leave in the car because it's an empty backpack, but the suspect doesn't know that.
Yeah, they believe that there might be something of value in that backpack. They don't know.
Okay. Now, today's technology in cars, a lot of times you just have to have a little fob. You can press the button, start the car up like that. What are some things that you see that people do in terms of leaving fobs in cars and things like that?
Yeah, so we find through a lot of the cases I've worked that people are leaving their key fob, their little proximity key, inside either in their center console or glove box for convenience. With the push button start, that key fob just has to be within proximity of that vehicle. So people leave their key fobs in them. People also keep a spare key to another family member vehicle inside their center console, thinking that, well, it's not for this vehicle, but if my family member needs a spare, I have it with me. However, those vehicles are commonly parked in the same driveway or near each other. And if somebody was able to get into one vehicle, now they have a key to the vehicle maybe next to it.
One of the things I think that's out there, there's the rumor out there that if you have the push button start and you have the key in your pocket, let's say you start your car to either turn the air conditioner on, the heater on, or simply you start the car and you go back inside because you forgot something, you have that key in your pocket, and the car basically tells you the key's not detected, it's not going to go anywhere. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so that's a common misconception that people think if that proximity key is not in the vehicle, that vehicle is unable to be driven away. While it is true that that vehicle won't start without that key in proximity, if you already had started it and then walked back inside somewhere, that vehicle is able to be driven away. And people believe, well, if it does, once it gets out of range, it'll shut off. That vehicle does not shut off. It's able to be driven until somebody physically turns it off.
So they can drive from here to California and not even have that key in their pocket, all because the vehicle was started, somebody walked away from the car and had that misconception that, well, I have the key, so the car's not going to go anywhere because it alerts, it says key not detected or beeps or something.
Correct, yeah, that proximity key is just telling that vehicle, the key's in the vehicle, it's okay to start. Once it's started, it'll continue to run without that key.
Okay. What's the law, another thing that we see pretty commonly, especially when the weather's a little bit warmer or when the weather's a little bit cooler, someone will drive up to a convenience store and leave the car running because they're just going to run inside real quick. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, believe it or not, I do get a lot of these cases as well. Vehicles left running while running in a convenience store or warming up on a cold day or air conditioning on a hot day. It is against the law to leave a running vehicle unattended in the city of Tempe.
Yeah, and maybe there's a false sense of security that, well, I'm just going to run in the store real quick. There's all these people around. No one's going to steal my car. But in reality, a lot of people, they have no idea whose car that is. They see someone get in a car and drive away. Right,
yeah. A busy convenience store, you think, middle of the day, nobody's going to take my car. But yes, that's true. Nobody knows whose car that is, and so anybody walking up to it that looks like they're going about their daily business and gets into it and drives away, nobody's going to even look twice at that.
Okay. So what would you say is the number one most common reason someone's car is stolen?
Probably just failure to secure their vehicle properly. it's left unlocked, spare keys left in the car, it's left running. You know, we always say take a layered approach, meaning, you know, first layer is just locking your car, securing your car and your valuables. Above that, you know, a lot of vehicles come with alarms, or you can purchase an aftermarket alarm system for your car. You know, a third layer would be some type of steering wheel lock or brake lock. So, you know, you take a layered approach, the more things that you can do to secure your car, they're not going to want to spend time getting through 2 or 3 levels of security when they can go to a car, you know, down the street that may not have that.
And that's similar to a vehicle burglary. You know, the most common theme we see with vehicle burglaries is cars left unlocked. Literally, someone just walks up, opens the door handle, and then they're in that car.
They're in that car, and they go through the glove box and the center console to see what valuable items they can get.
So basically, take everything out of your car, lock your car, use a layered approach. If you have an alarm, make sure that alarm's activated. Take things out of your car. Don't leave keys or anything inside the car that when someone looks in that window, I mean, it's a crime of opportunity. It takes seconds to either get into a car or steal a car.
Correct. Yeah. And the more things you can do to prevent that, the less chance you'll have of becoming a victim of an auto theft.
Any additional safety tips you'd like to give our viewers out there on how they can prevent themselves from either becoming a victim of burglary or auto theft?
Some other things you can do, you know, if it's a shopping center or at night, you know, park in well-lit areas, you know, areas that are traveled by other customers, near the front entrances, things like that. In your driveways or at home, you know, if you can, park inside the garage with the garage door closed. Remember to close your garage door. If you park outside in the driveway, motion lights, anything that you can do to prevent somebody from wanting to make you a target, because it's an easy target.
And lastly, something you mentioned, you know, with the garage door opener. And I imagine some of the best advice we can give viewers out there is lock your door that separates the garage from your interior of your home. Because when someone's in your garage, if your door is unlocked, they have access to the inside of your home as well.
Right, yeah. And if your garage door opener is in your vehicle, which a lot of people it is, you know, they can access that garage. So if you can, maybe put it in your glove box and lock your glove box. Again, it's a layered approach. The more hurdles that these people have to go through, the more time it takes to get entry into things they're not willing to do. So make it tough on them, and your chances of becoming a victim are greatly lessened.
Hey, I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to talk to us today about auto theft, burglary, things like that. Some great safety tips. Lock your doors, take your items out of your car, don't become a victim. Stay safe, Tempe. This is Detective Bacon, and we will see you again soon.